Hey guys, we're looking at these quadratic functions and graphs of quadratic functions. We know they're always this parabola, this U-shaped, and we talked a little bit about x-intercepts or zeros and maximum or minimum points. Today's homework, what I want you to look at is just being able to use a graphing calculator, or in this case, the Desmos website to find those maximum, those minimums, those just how quick this is to find those. All right, so there will be an activity in Desmos similar to what you'll see here, and I'm just going to ask you to find, the maximum point or the minimum point and the zeros of those functions. So let's just get started with how to do that. So you'll have your graph here, and on the left hand side you can type in whatever you want to, or whatever function you want to find the maximum or minimum of. So for example, if I want to do this function negative 2x squared minus 6x plus 7, so negative, now I can start off with y equals, all right. But Desmos actually, there's no problem with typing that in, but Desmos kind of automatically assumes you want this to be y equals. So I can, well, let me just show you. So I can put in y equals negative 2x. Now, to do the squared button, okay, or to get the squared exponent, I can use shift and that caret key above the 6 like we've been doing. The other option is down here on the keyboard. If I click on that keyboard, I've actually got squared, and I can actually use this to type in the whole thing. So negative 2x squared minus 6x and then plus 7. You can use the keyboard on your computer, or you can actually use this keyboard here from Desmos. All right. Now I want to hide this just so I can look at some things. All right. So if I want to find the maximum and the minimum, let's find the maximum and minimum of this. So first of all, I can see this has a maximum. And I should have guessed that because with A being negative, I know this thing is going to open down, and if a parabola opens down, it has a maximum point. Now, the only problem is I can't see it. All right, I can't see what it is. These buttons over here to the left will help me zoom out. All right, so don't worry about the wrench right now. You can change the scale and do some different things, but for right today, you can zoom in if you want, but we want to zoom out just a little bit. And when we zoom out, I can see just a little bit more. All right. And so the maximum point, the nice thing is about Desmos, it kind of labels some of these important points. And it actually labels this. So the maximum here actually occurs at 11.5. All right. So when x is negative 1.5 or 1 and 5/10, and y is 11.5. So the maximum point, we give that y value there. The maximum of this is 11 and 5/10. All right. If I want to find another maximum, now again, I can put this one on number 2 if I want, or I can clear out of there. Now let me just show you. The last time I typed in y equals, again, I had mentioned Desmos doesn't even ask that you put in y equals. It assumes it's there if you don't put it there. So let's do this one. I'm actually going to use the keyboard so you can see me typing it in. Let's do 3x squared plus 9x minus 2. All right. So there's that parabola. I can't quite see it now, but again, I can get this keyboard out of the way by clicking right there. All right. And now this one has a minimum point. And again, I probably could have guessed that because I can see it opens up. All right. Because A is positive. And this minimum point, if I just hover over that, it tells me it's at negative 8 and 75/100ths. All right. So once you get those graphed, it's just, being able to read that off of Desmos. Okay. Now, the other thing that you're going to be asked to do is to find the zeros. But again, the zeros, remember, are just where this graph, it's the x-intercepts. All right. Now, we've looked at quite a few of these. You just got done with an assignment where you were solving quadratics by graphing and looking at those x-intercepts, and they were pretty. They came up, to nice, maybe rational numbers, probably for most of them integers, but sometimes it's not. All right. So this is probably an approximation of this. All right. But so the zeros of this thing would be negative 2, or I'm sorry, not negative, but 208 thousandths and negative 3 and 208 thousandths. All right, so just once I get that graph there, pretty easy to find maximum or minimum and zeros of those things. Okay, so that's what your homework is going to entail. It'll be a Desmos activity, real similar to this. But again, just wanted to show you how to use this keyboard function and how to hide it, and then also how to use the zoom in and the zoom out function there. And if you play around with it, and oh my gosh, I'm clear out here. If you click on that home, it kind of takes you back to the beginning. So that takes you back to that negative -10 to +10 and -6 to +6. All right. So look for that Desmos activity. It'll be attached to this assignment, and again, get that finished. And again, on a Desmos assignment, no need to submit it. Just make sure you've answered all the questions, and then once you log out of it, once you close out of it, it should be there good for you to go. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care, guys.